Hola, hola, hola. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. If you are joining me, my name is Marti Angel. You're joining me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel. Gracias por estar aquí. Thank you so much for tuning into the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, Woman of Success bilingual podcast show. Now, today is an awesome, amazing show. Well, every time that I'm here, it's an awesome, amazing show anyway. But today I am talking all about something that is very near and dear to my heart, which I talk about all the time, is tech. Techie. I am such a techie person. Are you a techie person? Hey everyone, thank you for joining me on the Mujer de Éxito Unbounded. If you're joining me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you know every time I go live. And you all know that I go live every Wednesday, except for probably the next 2 Wednesdays where I'm actually going to take a little hiatus for Christmas. I want to be very focused and present with my family. So probably the next 2 Wednesdays, which happen to be Christmas and New Year's, will be days that I will have a hiatus on my podcast. But coming in 2025, hit the ground running. We are going to have our first guest, which is going to be the first guest of 2025. And I have all guests lined up through June and working on getting a guest for every month. So if you know anybody and you are watching me or hearing me wherever you listen to your favorite podcast shows, make sure that you let me know if you know somebody that should be on the show. Whether they are raw and real, whatever it is that they're doing, they're mujeres de éxito, POC women, I am here for it. So, bienvenidas. Hey everyone, thank you. If you're listening to me on the podcast, thank you to you. Gracias por estar aquí. Welcome to another empowering episode of Mujer de Éxito Unbounded, where I help seasoned mujerpreneurs unlock your potential and thrive. Hola, soy tu anfitriona, Marti Ángel, y ahora vamos a estar platicando de tecnología en nuestro negocio, tech. Let's talk about tech overwhelm, first of all. For all my non-techie mujerpreneurs out there, this episode is for you, es para ti, because I'm talking about tech hacks that simply enhance and simplify your life if you know how to work them, and if you take it step by step. Small steps lead to the big picture, right? So I'm going to be talking about anything and everything from CRMs to social media schedulers to email platforms, all of which are all tech-based. So let's break it down step by step, shall we? Vamos a platicar de muchas cosas. So today, the CRM made simple. What is a CRM? Mujeres hermosas, chulas. People always ask me, what is a CRM? It is a customer relationship manager, right? Ladies, have you ever heard the term CRM and thought, oh my God, that's not for me. Whatever that is, it's not for me, right? Well, let me tell you what a CRM can be your best friend. It's like having a virtual assistant keeping track of your leads and customers. And here's the first hack. Start small, right? Don't be like me. What I did was I went to this seminar, okay? Here it is, story time. I went to the seminar and the gal was called Laurel Langemeyer, and I paid a lot of money back in the day. I paid a lot of money, and a lot of money is over $12,000 to sit at her fancy table, and not realizing until a year later that I was in over my head and I was not ready. But she was ready to take my money. They are always ready ready to take your money, whether you are there or not. So you have to be your own best advocate. Trust me. If you're starting out, if you're mid, and if you're not making, high six figures yet or seven figures, you don't need a fancy or complicated tool, right? If you try something like HubSpot, they have a free version, or Zoho CRM, or, there's a lot of, just look up CRMs. So, and you want to make sure that they're super easy to use, user-friendly for a beginner. And even if you're not a beginner, when you look up something like that for a beginner, then you know it's going to be easy, right? It's going to be really easy for you to be able to send your emails out through there. You can answer. There's a lot of things you can do with a customer relationship manager, and they all have their bells and whistles. So you need to find one that works for you. And if you ever need any help or assistance, remember, that's what I do in my community. So if you've ever wanted to be part of a community that helps you with your tech, because a lot of people, they'll tell you, hey, you know what, let me show you how to do your first course in an overly saturated market. Okay, I've done courses. It's an overly saturated market, right? But if you listen to them and do what they are, you've got to remember, here's the deal. You've got to take a look at where you are and where they are. Because I guarantee you that they're seven figures and above, and they forgot what it was like to start all over. So they're dragging you along, kind of like, somebody that doesn't know how to ride a horse gets on a horse and then all of a sudden falls off the horse and the horse drags you along. That's what's going to happen. I promise. It happened to you. And remember, Marti Angel, I don't make promises I can't keep. Let me repeat that. I don't make promises I can't keep. So, you've got to know where you are. Once you're set up, you got to focus on the basics. Because you have to put everything in. It doesn't just all of a sudden you just sign up and boom, it's there. No, you've got to manually add your contacts. You've got to organize them into categories. You've got to add tags to them. You've got to know how to automate simple tasks like follow-up reminders. And if the platform that you're using is way too hard to use, amigas chulas hermosas, you're going to quit. Right? You're going to quit. So I want you to remember there is no need to explore every feature all at once. You can start slow. And again, I'm going to remind you, if you are looking for somebody to hold your hand through the text and maybe kind of help you to take a look and assess whether or not you're in over your head on that tech before, they always have free versions before, or they have trial periods. Hit me up. That's what I do best. I can take a look at where you are, and I can take a look at what you want and whether or not that actually meshes, because that's my specialty. I love it, right? I was a tech mentor, and the principal would come to me and he would say, all right, do we need this? Can you make sure that we need this? And then I would have to ask them, okay, what's your goal? What are this? What are that? And then I would go in and I would take a look at what it is that they were looking at and what it is that they need and whether or not it was a good fit. That's what I do, right? So remember, there's no need to explore every feature all at once because you're going to get overwhelmed, I promise. You got to master one thing at a time. When you begin to see all of your client interactions in one place, it creates clarity and it frees up mental space for you to focus on growing your business. Es sumamente importante que cuando empieces a usar una plataforma, que esa plataforma te ayude no que te pare, de repente te paras. ¿Por qué? Porque compraste algo que está muy avanzado para donde estás, right? So the beauty of a CRM is that it allows you to nurture relationships with your customers or your prospects without feeling scattered. Right? Now, everybody's going to tell me, okay, PicMonkey, or no, what was it? Not PicMonkey. PicMonkey is something else. That MailChimp. Thank you very much. I knew it was monkey. Thank you very much. My guides are listening to me. I always call in my podcast guides. Thank you, guides. All right. So MailChimp. Yes, it's free. Very clunky. I used it. Honestly, that's not my favorite. That's not my favorite, right? But if it works for you, then great, right? But you need to know exactly what it is you need. It's so important. So make sure. My favorite right now, I'm working off of my Stand Store and I'm working off of ConvertKit. I love the two, right? But that doesn't mean that I might be there in 6 months. So you've got to keep assessing it. Okay? All right. Now let's go into segment number 2. Let's go into number 2 that I want to talk about. Social media schedulers. Now, I use a social media scheduler for my weekends because I don't want to have to deal with it. During the week, I don't want to schedule. I batch a lot of things, and then if it feels right on that day, then I will put it up. But for Saturday and Sundays, where I just want a scheduler to put up there because I do my best to disconnect. On Sunday, I'm 100% disconnected. On Saturday, I'm about 50% disconnected. So social media can feel like a full-time job, and it's not going to get any better or easier. We have social media platforms, just coming up as well. But schedulers can change the way that you feel about, social media. You want to batch some content. When you're starting out, I would say don't batch a whole month full. And at first I did that, but then it was like, okay, but I want to talk about this today, but since I already have something scheduled, it's like, okay, it's sort of like when I was an assistant principal, right? You can't treat everybody the same because they're so different. So you can't treat every day the same because it's, something might come up that you want to schedule. Maybe you want to talk about something different than what's scheduled. So schedulers are good, but make sure that you understand how they work. There are things like Planoly, which it was what I used later, Buffer, and right now I am with Jasmine Starr, and I use her scheduler. She's a tech person, and then schedule your posts ahead of time so that you're not glued to your phone every single day. Like I said, I use schedulers for my weekends because I don't want to deal with it, right? So yeah, my favorite hack used to be batch your content every day. But now my favorite hack is batch your content for weekends, right? So I've got every Sunday, I do a quote. So I've got a lot of quotes that over the years that I've done. And so I just schedule them all out 3 months in advance. And they happen to fall on a Sunday. So I don't have to worry about it. So I batch my content. So all you have to do is either dedicate one whole day to batching your content or dedicate a few hours to create a week's worth of posts. This, amigas chulas hermosas, is also something that you learn in my community. If you haven't decided that you want to be part of a community, my community is very small. I keep it to no more than 300 people at a time. And then I just push you out of the nest after 6 months. And then you can stay if you want, or you can go. but I am opening up the new community. So you will see it in my Stan store, right? Marti Angel Stan store, and I'll drop it in the comments below if you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel. But if you're listening to me wherever you listen to your favorite shows, make sure to look for the show notes, right? Or just search me out on social media. I'm the small business coach, right? I'm the small business coach, Marti Angel _ELC for Empowering Latina Coach, right? But let's talk about this. Dedicate a few hours a week or a day worth of posts, and then let the scheduler handle the rest. And then don't forget about Canva. Canva has a scheduler in there. It's a game changer for creating stunning graphics. I'm still waiting for them to go public because I want to invest in that company. But even if design isn't your thing, let's talk about the power of consistency, right? Imagine showing up every day online without physically having to do it. That's what a scheduler is like. That's what schedulers allow you to do. Because then your audience will start to recognize your brand, engage with your posts, and trust your voice. It's so important. Just like me, people are like, oh, every Wednesday I get to watch you, and I like that tip you gave, right? But then, this podcast show, you get it. If you're watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, you get it today. But those of you that wait for it to drop on the podcast have to wait 2 Fridays, right? Because my podcast drops every Friday. So then I take this and I, put an intro and an outro, and then I schedule it. That is also scheduler. If you're a podcast, I schedule my podcast on Podbean, where my podcast is held. And so that way it schedules it out, and I can engage with people wanting to talk to me about being on my podcast, or people that just trust my voice. See? So remember, consistency builds trust. And trust, amigas chulas hermosas, builds sales. Okay, let me repeat that. Like I used to say, if I say, let me repeat that, my students my college kids all knew. If the professor says, let me repeat that, write it down. It's guaranteed to be on the test somewhere, right? Consistency builds trust, and trust builds sales. That's what every mujerpreneur needs to know. To be seen as dependable and trustworthy, you need to make sure you're consistent, right? So it's so important that you stay consistent. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's talk about email marketing, right? Email marketing might sound scary, but it's one of the most powerful tools for your business. Right? It really, really is. But you want to start with beginner-friendly platforms like me, like ConvertKit or Flowdesk, or there's so many out there. I have tried like 6 or 7 of them. So if you really want the list, I'm going to talk about it on my blog, the Marti Angel blog. So, make sure you also take a look at my blog. Now, here's a quick hack though. Automate a welcome series for new subscribers. So you've got your lead magnet and your page that is your landing page, and then you've got a thank you page, and then you have a creation of a series of welcome emails and just stories and things like that you normally would share on social media that you can share via email. Now, one of the things I want to share with you, this is a little bit of a surprise, but one of the things I want to share with you that's been very successful for me is my email courses. And they're mini courses. It's like 5 days, the max. 3-day email course where I teach you how to do something, and all you have to do is sign up for my email, and you get every day an email teaching you something. That has been very, very beneficial for me. So, and that way you can automate a welcome series for your new subscribers. Again, that is an email, that's more like, that's not a CRM, that's actually an email provider, right? And this way you can build relationships even while you sleep. Remember, it's about keeping things simple. Don't try to do it all at once. No lo traten de hacer todo a la vez. But, keep things simple. So another tip is to write like you're talking to a friend. On this podcast, I talk to you like you're my friend. I talk to you like you're right in front of me. Even though I can't see you, I'm telling you things and sharing stories and all of that stuff. And it's the same thing when you're talking to your email list. Talk like you're talking to your friend. Your emails don't have to be perfect. They just need to be heartfelt and valuable. When your subscribers feel like they know you, they're more likely to stay engaged. Hermosas chulas. This is your diamond nugget. People will stay with you if you are authentic to you. Okay? Remember this. Emails are also a way to remind your audience why they should care about your business. All right? El correo electrónico es muy importante para que les digas a tus personas que están leyendo tus correos que hay razón para que pongan atención a tu negocio, right? So don't be afraid to share personal stories. Even here, like I'm on this podcast, I share personal stories or testimonials, right? They make you relatable. They make you human. Like the mistake that I made when I was paying $245 a decade ago monthly for a CRM that I didn't know how to use, and in order for me to be able to get somebody to use it, they wanted to charge me $1,000 a month for something I was paying $245 a month. Crazy. Don't do what I did. Amigas chulas hermosas, I felt like, oh my God, I must be so dumb. And I'm a techie, and I felt dumb. So I know what it feels like to stare at a screen and think, oh man, I can't do this. But here's the thing, mujeres hermosas chulas, mujerpreneurs, you can do this. I know you can, because if I can do it, you can do it. But take small steps. Each small step you take, each little post that you schedule, each little email you send is a step toward your bigger dreams. Promise me this. You got to promise me this. Don't let the fear of technology hold you back from the success you deserve. You got this. And like I said before, if you're not sure how you got this, join my community. Join the Rock Your Biz Academy community, right? Or reach out to me, right? If you go to my Stan store, you can even have me for just a one-time coach. There's no packages for coaching. You can have me a one-time coaching, one time. And that's enough usually for people. But take advantage. You got this. And like I said before, I'm here, Marti Angel, your small business coach. I'm here to guide you every step of the way. And remember, progress over perfection. The journey of mastering technology is not about doing it all at once, ahorita. It's about taking meaningful steps forward cada día, right? So, mujeres hermosas, chulas, celebrate each win. I still need to, practice that. I forget to celebrate myself. I forget to take care of myself, which is why I'm going to spend time, and like I said, I'm going to take a 2-week hiatus for the holidays, spend time going inward, meditating more, and just being grateful for everything I have, for all that I am and all that I'm about to become, and celebrate every win, no matter how small. And that, my friends, will help you to keep going. It'll give you the confidence you need to succeed, ¿verdad? So, mujeres, chulas, hermosas. Remember, every tech expert started as a beginner. So it's okay to feel overwhelmed or make mistakes. The key is to take small steps. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to start. So if you're ready to simplify your digital life, visit my Stand store and grab your free guide. There's all kinds of freebies. I also have, a store on Gumroad, but that's more of my physical products because I love making like t-shirts and digital, products that can help a mujerpreneur. And my cups are there, my mugs. It's so much fun. Anyway, Simplify Your Digital Life is a toolkit that I have put together. It's on my Stand store. But mujeres hermosas, chulas, I want you to remember you are capable of achieving greatness. And I'm here cheering you on. So, hermosas, chulas, hasta la próxima. Keep thriving. Keep taking small steps. Mujeres de éxito unbounded, you have got this. Hermosas, chulas, ustedes pueden. ¿Por qué? Porque si yo pude, yo sé que ustedes van a poder. Gracias por estar aquí. If you stayed this long, thank you. Remember to hit that bell and subscribe on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel. If you're listening to me on the podcast and you've never really watched me to see what the heck I do with my hands while I'm recording, make sure you stop by the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, hit that bell and subscribe so you know when I'm going live. As always, everybody, gracias por estar aquí. Thank you so much for being here. I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, my watchers and my listeners. Have a beautiful day. And because I won't see you, have happy holidays. And you will hear me and I will pop up on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel before the year is over. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Namaste.